So, last time, we, as far as I am aware of, finished the game. So, at least the main story of it. So, under Sorcerer Deeds, we still had a few side stories that we could do. We had the voice. The course, and then apparently all these like novel sections, because I clicked that one and it just went straight into like an opening thing, so I'm not sure what that's all about. In Avalon we have 2 and 1 is still locked, so let's see, likely best. He's 9. That's a 9. So I guess we'll go with the Avalon one, the Impure Blood. Since that seems to be the easier one. But obviously we're going to do the other 2 as well. It just might as well start with the little one. And I do know we should probably also do the spell ending of the God fight. I figured I would make that the last thing to do, so that way I may potentially make it just a little bit easier. Maybe. Just a little.
They called it Lysergy. A tonic that was circulating underground. Imbibing Lysergy led to a state of rapture, but impaired one's reason. Whoever drank it would soon turn into a monster and spread grief. An edict had circulated calling for the eradication of Lysergy.
Why the fuck would you drink it then?
While on the trail of the deadly tonic, I met a female sorcerer named Terroria. She claimed to have information on the mysterious medicine.
Won't you come with me for a while?
Nothing but skin and bones, lady.
We arrived at an area infested with monsters. We were quickly surrounded. Terroria licked her lips and spoke.
We will feast upon your blood.
Maybe a little crazy. Well, I have a lot of these Woomo effects that I never really did too much with. At this point, since we're basically done, I might as well start using them up. See that? Size L. So like the size L ones I want to use up, because the ones you could double up are ones I would probably want to save for like any off-screen things I may want to do. So what is it supposed to be, basically a drug in this universe? Isn't there like enough monsters in this fucking world? Like everything is turning into monsters. Rats, people, boards, plants. What isn't turning into a monster in this fucking world? I mean, even the plant life is turning into fucking monsters.
Let us see what glorious exploits I can achieve on the field of battle.
Good lord, you're skinny lady. I know that whole "where's your organs" meme thing is just a really stupid thing for art styles, but compared to everyone else's body builds in this game, you are extremely skinny compared to every other female character in the game. Holy crap. Anyway.
There is more blood to be spilled. You can afford to take more damage than that. There is more blood to be spilled. Do not let your lifeblood flow in vain. Save some of them for me, won't you? Save some of them for me, won't you?
Let's see how it does on a normal
There's
enemy.
nothing like the sight of freshly spilled.
Not too bad on a normal enemy.
Save some of them for me, won't you?
No, lady. You sound like you've had too many souls inside you anyway.
Save some of them for me, won't you? We must fight on. More blood to be spilled.
Come on, die, 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 die. And so the crow flew into his arm and joined as a new companion. See, why can't a lot of the filler ones be that quick? Like I know yesterday I was complaining a bit about having too many random fights. It wouldn't have been so bad if a few of them might have been just a few enemy ones too here and there. I mean, that lady's basically like fucking straight out Bloodborne, honestly.
That name, Terroria. After the battle, I remembered. Very recently, Terroria had earned a measure of fame. She was exterminating monsters at an incredible pace. But people talked about more than her prowess. She was also known for a strange habit. After the fight, she latched onto my arm and pressed her lips to a wound that I had suffered in battle. She started sucking my blood. No wonder she had become the talk of the town.
Kinda unclean there, lady. Keep your saliva to yourself.
If you ever die, I'll be there to drink your blood.
Terroria made one thing clear. If I wanted to know anything about Lysergy, I would have to stick with her.
Ew. Like, lady, what the hell?
She said her blood was impure, and that it must be diluted. That was why she sucked the fresh blood of others. But she hated the taste of her own blood.
My blood is cursed.
She said to me, I have not been told of our destination, but it is clear that it will be a treacherous journey. I asked her about Lysergy, but she only said one thing. To acquire it, you had to be of a certain ilk. I tried to ask more, but she turned her head to look back at something. Monsters had drawn near.
How much you want to bet whole blood is that stuff? See, I think it said it only had one more use here. Yeah, I have a pretty decent amount of... See, I'm assuming these ones just... Ooh, that one has Alice. See, I'm assuming that adds... Maybe, I don't know. Assuming that that's what it does. Yeah, I bet whole blood is the stuff we're looking for. And the giant worm thing again. This is a pretty impressive stage here for a Vita title. I would really be interested in seeing like an out-camera view of this.
Let us see what glorious exploits I can achieve on the field of battle.
Oh, whole arm actually is a fucking skeleton arm. At first I thought it was like a glove or something, but no, whole arm actually is a fucking skeleton arm.
Save some of them for me, won't you? There is more blood to be spilled. afford to take more damage than that.
Heck up.
There's nothing like the sight of freshness.
Freaking fairies.
You can afford to take more damage than that. Save some of them for me.
So far, Horse has just been hunting monsters. She must be really obsessed with blood.
After the battle, Terroria once again put her lips to my wounds. After she finished sucking blood, using her fingers, she held one of her wounds open for me to see. She produced a vial and drained her blood into it. While her blood dripped into the vial, she spoke to me about her past. Once, there was a sorcerer. He was overcome by desires and transformed into a monster. A woman had conceived the man's child. Before the child was born, her monstrous father was eliminated. No one knew if the child would be born human or monster. The mother, ostracized, went mad with resentment and rage and became a monster herself. Her wrath fueled great violence. Naturally, she too was slain by sorcerers. But from the monster's corpse was heard the wail of a baby. What survived was called Terroria. After she had opened up to me about her parents, occasionally she began to share more. Her family history had made life exceedingly difficult. The only thing to be thankful for was that she was born with a sorcerer's potential. Terroria's way was simple. She would kill more monsters than any other, and become truly famous.
What happened, Pad?
She need only succeed, and the world would accept her.
I had a little drama last night, so I decided to try something different and do some editing on thumbnails. I find doing a little editing's relaxing, so... But yeah, I had some drama last night, so I know how it can be annoying when you're having stressful, stupid things going on in the morning or at night. Hopefully it's nothing too bad.
Whenever Terroria had the chance, she drained her blood into vials. After a few days' trek, Terroria stopped.
We're here. Watch carefully.
A monster appeared before us, and Terroria smiled mischievously. This monster too had been created by Affiliation.
What's your eBay-like site? Is it something like a Facebook group thing or something? And what'd they mess up? Hopefully it's not something like that one guy did with Shadow Hearts with me. I still fucking pissed about that guy. It's just like eBay. Is it only for like your country, or is it a worldwide kind of thing? Like an actual competitor with eBay, or just something local in your area? Yeah, just for Latin America. See, I just won one of those cheapo games that I mentioned yesterday. They charged you for the shipping? What? I wish that's how eBay worked. I mean, essentially that's the case, obviously, when you get free shipping. But that's not as common. You got, like, I seen, like, somebody had, like, a fucking game for, like, $200 and, like, $10 shipping. It's like, come on, you fucking cheap ass. You're getting $200, you can't fucking give free shipping? What a piece of fucking shit, in my opinion. Like, honestly, if you're getting like $100+, it's not like something fucking heavy. You should really have free shipping. I hate when somebody doesn't understand something so simple. That reminds me when I was trying to price match that Five Nights at Freddy's collection thing at Best Buy. Like, that's probably the most trouble I had doing that. Because on Best Buy's website, they list as PS4 and PS5. And I had to go through 4 people. 3 of them were stupid, and the 4th one was the one that got wiped. But the first 3 were like, oh, our version's for the PS5 also, so that's why ours costs more. It's like... fucking retard. Like, really? Okay, maybe that was a little extreme, a little mean now, I apologize for. but like it's like you clearly don't understand the backwards playability. Ooh, that drink went down the wrong tube, man. And just like, really? It's like, don't you know anything about, like, ooh. Ooh. that sucks. Well, maybe you can get in contact with the bio and walk out actually doing it again, maybe. I'm not sure how the particular website you're using works, but that's what you recommended me when that guy messed up that, well, we thought at the time he messed up the Shadow Hearts thing, but then obviously it became obvious he was trying to screw me over. Actual boss this time. So she's an adolescent teenager or girl in a monstrous world. Hey, isn't this the area in the ending? Why is this a little island in the middle of nowhere? This looks kind of like that area at the end.
Let us see what glorious exploits I can achieve on the field of battle.
No. Well, that's shitty. Well, I guess you gotta do what you gotta do sometimes.
There is more blood to be spilled. We must fight on. More blood to be spilled.
Well, I imagine it's going to get canceled since you canceled it. Okay, let's see if we can get you killed really fast, buddy. Maybe.
I wonder what the beast's blood tastes like.
Ew. Why would you want to eat their blood?
You can afford to take more damage than that.
But yeah, I did a bid on that Wave Master RPG. I got it for $3.25, assuming the seller doesn't do anything.
You can afford to take more damage than that.
It's been nice trying to actually use eBay. I'm getting a few nice deals off of it these days.
I take no pleasure in the sight of my own blood.
Well, like I said, my problem was people fucking, like, constantly, like, undershooting, but now that you showed me how to counter that, it's actually been a lot more tolerable. Basically, on items that I want to take advantage of that, I use that, and then if it's something like today, where I was actually,
Such a pitiful sight.
actually there for the end of it.
There's nothing like the sight of freshness.
As he hits me when I do that.
You can afford to take more damage than that.
Oh no. Wait, at least he didn't land on me.
Pleasure in the sight of your own blood.
Oh! What the fuck?
I don't want to die!
I can feel it. I am fading.
Oh.
Save me. I trust you will.
No! Holy crap.
The blood that flows from me, such a pitiful sight.
Damn, he's not even in fucking orange yet.
I take no pleasure in the sight of my own blood. Come, there is more blood to be spilled.
Probably not. Let's see. It took me 6 months to get a mint copy of Golden Sun for affordable price. Anyway, hopefully the money will go back to the buyer shortly and he will... Hopefully that's the case. Because obviously that would be the better situation for both of you. But since he can't contact him, he probably doesn't know what's going on. The drama is likely not who you think it is. Since it relates to something that happened very long time ago when it used to go to conventions. Oh dear.
Take no pleasure in the sight of my own blood. I sense that this beast has already lost the taste of its life.
Ooh.
You can afford to take more damage than that.
Well, I mean, it was awkward is probably more of the problem than really having a problem.
I draw strength from the blood that flows on the battlefield.
I mean, you'd have to be like this is way before you ever joined my streams and stuff. Like you joined like sometime after Persona 5, I believe, right? I believe. Like this is like several years ago. Like this is quite a long time ago. His feet still got this one. Oh, no, it's bigger. Oh, swap.
You can afford to take more damage than that.
Yeah, this beat don't want to fucking give out. What the fuck? Oh dear.
I'll draw strength from the blood that flows on the battlefield.
Trying to help you. You got told back to a person.
Do not let your lifeblood flow in vain.
One orange. Yeah. It definitely sucks when somebody has to fucking just make something that should be simple, complicated, and fucking ruin everything.
This beast cannot have any blood to lose.
Face.
Do not let your lifeblood flow in vain.
Basically, if you want to know a little bit about what my problem was, so a very long time ago, I was in a relationship a very long time ago with someone in New York.
Right on. More blood to be spilled.
I hold something. Oh yeah, man. When I was younger, I was a lot more nicer and helping. Like, I like to say I'm still helping, but definitely a lot more, you know, a lot more cautious of, you know, people trying to scam me and shit. But when I was younger, I was very, very nice to help out people if people needed help. She needed to borrow some money. Isn't this where all relationships go bad, right?
I'll draw strength from the blood that flows on the battlefield.
Yeah. If I was able to tell someone young, just don't ever involve money in a relationship at all.
More damage than that.
Nuts.
I'll draw strength from the blood that flows on the battlefield.
Basically, I borrowed her I let her borrow a certain sum of money for something she wouldn't tell me what it was for.
Pleasure in the sight of my own blood.
She said she needed it for something, but she couldn't tell me what it was for. What it ended up being for, because it was something she told me, I think about a year and a half later, she actually told me what it was. And the reason she couldn't tell me is because it was for loyal. Because some guy's business was trying to say that her and a friend vandalized a wall or something. And the money was so they can get a loyal. And from what I understand from her friend, who's also my friend too, that they later found out who actually did do it through a security camera, which for me brings up the question why the fuck they had to even get a lawyer for that. But I never asked anything. Like when we did, she said she would pay it back and that, and I never asked about it for like 5 years.
Let us drain every drop of blood from...
I'm begging you to spare my life.
Huh, that's weird that cut off. But yeah, she promised she would pay it back and that. And I never ever asked about it for like 5 years. Well, that was your fault, buddy. You got sacrificed. So after like 5 years, my sister was in a tough spot, and at the time, I didn't have a lot of extra funds at the time. So I asked her if she could pay like 100 or something back so I could help my sister. And she freaked out, went ballistic, saying like I was unreasonable and shit for asking about it and stuff. And just burned bridges more than they always was at that point. Because at that point, we weren't in a relationship anymore of any kind. But she freaked out about it and stuff, and it kind of really upsetted me, honestly, because all I did was to ask for a little bit, and she could have even said no, that she couldn't or something, instead of freaking out about it. I mean, she could have said, I'm tight at the moment too, so, you know, and I would have been fine with that. But it was like, ooh, we got another black white. It was the fact that she took some form of offense because I wanted to try and help my sister or something to me. Because, and it's ironic to me because she loves her sister. Like, I remember when I was forced in a relationship with her, I literally paid so she could have a trip to visit her sister. And, like, I thought she would understand or something, but apparently not. So, you know, at this point, it's been like, you know, like 8, 9 years or something now. Like, it's been quite a while now. And I got an email from her randomly. So, she wanted to know my PayPal to see about paying me back some money. And so I was like, okay, this is my PayPal and that. Now, back then when she got mad, she also got mad saying, like, she didn't have PayPal to use or anything. Wanted me to use some mobile device thing or something. I'm like, I'm not trusting a mobile device. Phones are so easy to hack. But yeah, so she couldn't use PayPal. Last night, she got her friend who's a friend of mine as well, to basically send me the funds through PayPal. But the reason that I was a little upset about it is because, see, he was involved in that case where somebody was trying to go after them, that saying that they vandalized somebody's wall. And he felt like he owed me money, and I've told him countless times that he never owed me money. He was never responsible for owing me that money.
I found something amongst the fallen corpses of the monsters.
And basically, I'm concerned at how much money he threw into that. I don't want to discuss how much it was, but, like, if it was a little, maybe okay, but I'm concerned that he may have paid a lot of it. I also do think it was likely those stimulus checks. They probably used most, if not a good chunk of it, to probably do it. So, I mean, she did in the end keep her promise and paid me everything back, but how should I say, I'm concerned that he threw a lot of money into it, which he shouldn't have, in my opinion. He didn't owe me it. It wasn't his promise or anything, his responsibility or anything related to that. No. No, she didn't. The only interest she paid was pain and hurtful memories. There's the interest I got. Psychological years of mental pain. That was my interest. But no, it's the exact amount. So, I mean, good on her that she actually... just put the money aside on... Well, it came from my bank account, my savings account. So it'll be going back in my savings account. Or I can keep it in my PayPal and move some of my checking money over into my savings account or something, you know. It's in my PayPal account, so I might just do that, because I don't know if PayPal takes, like, money when you try to send it back to your bank or something, so I may just send money from my checking to my savings and just keep the money that's in the PayPal and just use that, because I do, you know, lots of PayPal transactions anyway, so. But yeah, either way, she did pay it back, but I just concerned that he paid a lot in it, which I hope it wasn't the case, but he wouldn't say. All I know is he did help with the amount. Oh, I mean, I never bothered her again about it. Oh, that's what my savings account is basically for. I mean, that's one of the reasons our relationship didn't even go well after a few years, because she is so irresponsible. Like, she had a horrible habit of just quitting a job because she dislikes it and have no job lined up after. While she lives alone, renting an apartment in New York City. And she did that multiple times, where she would just quit the job, had literally nothing lined up after. Like, that's how people fucking go homeless at times. But that's what my savings account is for. It's just money sat on the side for emergencies and things. But yeah, it originally came from my savings account, because at that time when she asked for it, I was a naive little boy in love, you know. Just naive little weeby boy in love, you know. So, you know, I was like, yes, here. What a sucker. Feel sorry for anyone getting in real relationships these days. It's pretty hard to get a real relationship in the current climate that is the world. Oh. Well, like I said, I don't know if PayPal charges money to send it back to my bank. If they do, like I said, I'll just probably shuffle my checking money into my savings and just leave the funds in the PayPal as I use... Because I use PayPal, you know, for Limited One, Strictly Limited, Super One, Amazon, eBay, so... I mean, either way, PayPal gets used for paying for things, so... So it really doesn't much... Yeah, I'd probably just shuffle my money around a little bit then. It'll get somewhere one way or another. Because my checking has some money in it too. Like, basically all my like when the government sends us, at least for me, my stimulus check stuff and that, it goes into my checking account. So, like, that's all been sitting in my checking account, so I'll just probably move some of that over. Like, you can see how horribly I'm trying to not say how much this was. Just because I'm embarrassed at how fucking stupid I was when I was young. I tell you, when you're young, you're a nerd, and you feel like you're in some situation of love, you just will probably do anything. It's sad. It's true. Anyway, let's move on.
A vial. The same type that Terroria uses to capture her blood.
You see now, don't you? The truth.
The answer was simple. Lysergy was blood. Terroria's flesh was cursed. This was no mere rumor. And Lysergy was her blood.
NANI?! Yeah, well, that was probably the most predictable thing in the game. Yeah, relationships these days are a fucking mess, honestly. I'm not necessarily telling people to not try to have a relationship, but my warning to younger people, especially these days, would be to be very careful at how you approach a relationship. Because it's not simple. It's not all simple flowers and roses. You fall in love and everyone ends happy ever after. It is sadly doesn't work like that but when you're a naive young teen, you know, that's how you feel like it.
Terroria sold her blood to breed monsters. By killing them herself, her prowess became known. She created monsters, then killed them. That was her only choice.
We mean there's plenty of fucking monsters in the world.
A girl born with monster's blood could be accepted.
There are plenty of monsters in the world already. There are tons of monsters. It is not necessary. I try to understand, like... I get she's trying to be famous. Like, I get that, but, like... What? What in the world in your mind would cause you to think to go in, like, I don't know what to really think about that. Just, I mean, I guess if you know the monsters are gonna be weak, you could use that as a way to just mass produce a bunch of them, but it still seems pretty weird. Well, I wouldn't go that far, but yeah, I not necessarily in the market to look for a relationship. I'm not necessarily against having a relationship again, but certainly it would have to be more on a be interested in me versus the other way around, because I would want to generally know that the person is interested, not just... I should say, just out there, like, hee, I'm an innocent little girl. The boys need all be all, ha ha ha. You know, like, being 40, if you get what I mean.
I was going to make you drink Lysergy too.
This was the way she typically ensnared victims. Get close to a person, gain their trust, and sell them Lysergy. Tell them it's a nice elixir.
It smooths the soul.
One taste, and they were trapped. People could not resist its pleasure, and became monsters.
I don't really imagine drinking blood being a very pleasant thing.
But I've changed my mind. You won't have any liturgy.
I asked her why, and she told me to come with her to a nearby town where the answer would be clear. Just as the town came into sight, we were surrounded.
Maybe in Bloodborne.
Perhaps these creatures were attracted to Terroria's cursed blood.
Tastes like iron. Oh no. Not another one of these things. Ew. I'm not really seeing what they could do as a twist for this. Like, almost all of these stories had a really good twist to them. Like, the blood thing was really obvious, and several of the stories have had that kind of, here's the bait, fall for it, oh, we pulled the rug under the... Like, they even did it with the werewolf guy with his eyeball being the first werewolf, and then you find out, oh, he was the werewolf, but see, we still pulled the wool under your eyes before that. So even when it was obvious, it still did something to pull the wool over your eyes. Beached whale. But yeah, I'm not necessarily telling people to be alone. Don't try to have a relationship. I would just say be cautious.
See what glorious exploits I can achieve on the field of battle.
The double bait. But yeah, I would just definitely tell people to be careful. You got way too many people willing to use you for money and shit these days.
Come, there is more blood to be spilled.
Hey, sweet, that actually interrupted his wall.
I'll draw strength from the blood that flows on the battlefield. I take no pleasure in the sight of my own blood.
Yeah, hate the spinning.
Behold the blood
This
that
is
flows
seriously
from
my new
such a
Cyclops
pitiful
seal. Oh no, not dice. Oh dear.
soul. You can afford to take more damage than that.
No, no,
Let
no,
your life
no,
flow in vain.
no. That's not fair.
some of them for me, won't you?
No! No sacrifice! Yeah, there. Mine.
I'll draw strength from the blood that flows on the battlefield. Pleasure in the sight of my own blood. From the blood that flows on the battlefield. You can afford to take more damage than that. Pleasure in the sight of my own blood. To take more damage than that.
Oh no.
Let your lifeblood flow in vain.
Oh no.
Afford to take more damage than that. I'll draw strength from the blood that flows on the battlefield. Do not let your lifeblood flow in vain.
Oh, I saw a second one. Unless it vanished.
Blood that flows from it, such a pitiful sight.
Damn thing has health. This thing's weak points are such a fucking pain to get to. that can actually knock him out.
I sense that this beast has already lost most of its life.
Oh no.
You can afford to take more damage than that.
Just gaining the orange now.
Out your strength from the blood that flows on the battlefield. We must fight on. More blood to be spilled.
Ooh, I didn't want to be in the flood.
You can afford to take more damage than that. No pleasure in the sight of my own blood.
No, no. What? If you could time that right, you could just basically keep stunning him out of it. You would have to time it just right. Oh no.
You can afford to take more damage than that. No pleasure in the sight of my own blood. Do not let your lifeblood flow in vain. Behold the blood that flows from me. Such a pitiful sight.
Oh no.
You can afford to take more damage than that. No pleasure in the sight of my own blood. Do not let your lifeblood flow in vain.
No, no.
You can afford to take more damage than that. Behold the blood that flows from me. Such a pitiful sight.
I think I want to get that head thing back. They work well on some of the normal type bosses. I think with his spin attack, it would have probably actually did good against him.
We must fight on. More blood to be spilled.
Yeah, he didn't get the uppercut.
Behold the blood that flows from me. Such a pitiful sight. blood to lose.
Don't do ice.
Oh, the blood that flows from me, such a pitiful sight. In the sight of my own blood. Oh, the blood that flows from me, such a pitiful sight. You can afford to take more damage than that.
Bullshit.
You take no pleasure in the
It
sight of my
stuns
own
lock
blood.
you until you fucking dead.
To take more damage than that. I'll draw strength from the blood that flows on the battlefield. From the blood that flows on the battlefield.
Come on, bro. Die. Thank you.
From the beast.
Oh, I don't want to die. There's still so much fun to be had.
Funny. You know what they say? You join the monster when you're forced with plies to have fun. Let fate choose.
I don't want to die. There's still so much fun to be had.
Well, you can have fun in my arm. It's a pretty small crowd in there, but those people in there for you to hang out with. Just go hang out with the arm people. You know, plus like what I think at the end of the day though, when it comes to like the lore and story of this game is, like, it's a really interesting take on druids. Because when you think about it, it all makes sense being druids, because, you know, druids are magic related to nature. All the offerings are themed after life and nature and things. Items of offer to the earth. Like, it's all really brilliantly connected to druids, and you don't ever really know about that for a long chunk of the game. You know, druids are usually all just like hippie healers and stuff in most video games. Usually, they're not usually shown to be like anything super negative. Like, the only, like, probably the most negative thing I ever seen about, like, Druids was that point-and-click game that's notorious for having that one detective who floats above his chair. What was the name of that game? It's on GOG.
We arrived at the town. A pale man awaited us on a dimly lit street.
Before I continue on that... Whoa, 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 whoa. They unlocked that one. So now they're all unlocked. Anyway, I want to change a few things here. So let's change this back. I want to try to have that head thing again. Yeah, that was it. I have that back. Gold models. Strongest of these I have is 40. See, you get a lot of cast, but I don't... You know, another thing, actually, I never really thought about with that is that 40 power per tuffle, or is that 40 total damage with all 3 tuffles it summons? I never thought about that, really, actually, with those. I think I might have. Getting close to the quote-unquote max level, though. Oh.
I was going to make you drink.
We arrived at the town. Terroria smiled as she handed the man a vial in exchange for gold coins.
He's a regular. Absolute scum.
As the man walked off, Terroria told me that he was a slave trader.
Scum like that are better dead.
That was the certain ilk that you had to be to qualify.
Ah, that's the twist. Son of a bitch, I should have called it.
Terroria said that it took only one lick of a man's blood to know if he was worthless or not.
Your blood was different, though. It was lovely.
I should have saw that coming.
She said that some people deserve to be monsters.
It makes them easier to kill.
Terroria had her own reasoning, her own ways to wickedness. Not the kind of reasoning that was acceptable, mind you.
Yeah, not exactly very moral, but I get what she's doing now. So yeah, so she basically tricks shitty people into drinking it.
Lysergy is still out there. Which means Terroria is still fast at work. But within her world, she acted with justice. A wicked brand of it, but justice nevertheless.
It just,
Lysergy is...
just sudden. The Men of Beasts. And everyone likes getting weird root vine things all around them now, don't they? Okay. So... Oh yeah, we did get black white, didn't we? Lucifer, legs. For wings, the coarse parts of your foes pierced by your lofty onslaught will become vulnerable. Speed down and no evasion after you. Whoa, that's a shitty price there. Oh, no Dark Souls mode for you, boy. Hope you have a lot of arrows in your little quiver, my friend, because you're not gonna want to be nearby. I better do a shit ton of damage for some kind of shit like that, man. Ouchie. Okay. I'd say let's just go from Avalon Sanctum Grim, basically, I'd say, at this point. That's what I would say. Might as well.